Hey, what's up to everybody out there? Welcome to another edition of the Roundtable Talk. And I am your host, C Money. And we are in this episode, I'm just showing you, I want to say hot spots in South Florida, but it's not a hot spot in South Florida. We are in North Miami Beach at the once popular 163rd Street Mall, which is called in in actual terms, it is called the mall at 163rd Street, but a lot of people call it 163rd Street Mall. Um, this is in North Miami. Um, I had to take a stop at this mall, but I'm sorry to say, if you're looking at what I'm looking at, it is not much of a mall. Let me give you a background of the mall. The mall had to date back to the 80s and 90s. Um, I believe the mall was created in the 1980s. This was one of my childhood spots here in the 90s. When I stayed um, in the northern part of Miami, this was one of the few malls between this mall and also Westland Mall, which I did a video of a while back. This was one of the malls that was actually one of the childhood malls that I came to. Back in the 1980s, this mall did have a movie theater. This is a dollar store. This mall did have a movie theater, and I learned recently that the movie A Little Whorehouse in Texas, which starred Burt Reynolds and Dolly Parton, they did a premiere here at the movie theater that was here at the 163rd Street Mall. And I learned that through social media because I'm in a group that's on social media that talks about historical areas and everything. So this is actually historical. Where the movie theater is at now, the movie theater has since been gone. I visited the movie theater once because when I visited the movie theater, I was actually going to see, and this is the very first and only movie that came out in the movie theaters of Sesame Street, which was called Follow That Bird. And I saw it here at this mall's movie theater. The movie theater has since now closed. And as you can see, a lot of the mall have been either reconstructed or has been torn. And a lot of these places, I'm just gonna tell you like this: this mall has seen the best of it and the last of it. I'm walking this way for a reason. I'm gonna show you this. So we're gonna go back into the mall. You see, there's a thing right there in a circle that says for the family. This actually used to be an arcade game room. And I've been here a few times, well, maybe once or twice. And it has another one that says for the family. Right here used to be where the tube used to go out and I guess came back in. So this was actually a place for a lot of people to come and enjoy themselves and to have fun and to, but now it looks like a storage area for maybe one of the businesses. This was a barber shop that was here, and one of the barbers tried to get me to get my hair cut here. And fix your credit, and this right here used to be a photo studio, and this was a photo studio, and I'm gonna miss it because this was when I graduated. This is where I got my graduation pictures from when I graduated from high school. I took my pictures right at this photo studio. Now it says fix your credit now, which probably was a credit place, and now it's empty because it's deserted. Right here used to be a GNC. There used to also be a second floor and a third floor. The third floor used to house Marshalls, but Marshalls since have moved out within the past couple of months because they built the shopping plaza further down, like less than 5 minutes away from here. And Payless used to be upstairs. As you can see, they're blocked off the stairs to upstairs because of, there's nothing up there. And, the elevator, which had a accident in the elevator a few years back. This place right here was one of the places. Oh, let's see, the elevator's going. I guess there's a building or something up there on the second floor. There used to be a dollar store upstairs. But there isn't. Up there used to be a music store where I used to always buy my records and stuff from. More of my cassette tapes and things. So we're gonna see the elevator go up. This mall back in the day, this used to be a pizza restaurant. It used to be called Cazzoli's Pizza, because this used to be the food court, because there used to be a restaurant there and there used to be a restaurant there. Not too long ago, earlier this year, there used to be a Caribbean Jamaican restaurant there. The lady, I guess she's walking around to see, because I guess she's part of the office people, or there's some restrooms, or there's something up there that, she's to the mall, because I think office management is up there. Yes, this used to be a Jamaican Caribbean restaurant here. A lot of these businesses have closed. Like this used to be a Foot Locker, and I believe they moved over, and a lot of these places have closed. This used to be a Traffic shoe store. So when you get to this, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about it. Back in the 80s and 90s, I stayed in the area called Opalaka. That's one of the areas I stayed in. And behind this mall sits North Miami Beach Senior High School. So a lot of the kids and a lot of people from Opalaka, Carol City, which is now Miami Gardens. Carol City is the name of the neighborhood, because Carol City was an unincorporated part of Dade County, or Miami-Dade County, which is now, and now it is called Miami Gardens. So I'm gonna put it in the new perspective. The city of from Opalaka to Cal to Miami Gardens to North Miami. A lot of kids used to catch the bus to come out to this mall and hang out at this mall, because it was a spot to be at. There was a lot of things to do, Back in the 80s, there was a game room, there was a movie theater, and back in the 90s, there was a lot of more shops. Bird Eyes, where the Ross is at right now, is where Bird Eyes used to sit at, and there was a Bird Eyes there. So it actually gave you an understanding of that. Bird Eyes eventually closed and moved to Aventura when Aventura Mall grew even more than what it is. And then they started doing discount chain stores like Ross is here. Over there was a City Trend. There's a City Trends over there. This is called Sinbad Sports. There was a lot of, throughout the years, they did a lot of changes. The only thing that hasn't changed is the roofing, because the roofing is more of not a roof, but it's like how could you put it? Not a wooden roof or not a sealed roof, but the roof structure has been intact for so many years. It may have rained every once in a while in here, but they keep the roof intact. This place have seen significant changes throughout the years of it being in existence. So I've seen a lot of changes. I come here from time to time and I visit because just to come and see how it is. The mall is historical. It doesn't have no historical significance to it other than, they did have a mall, they did have a movie theater, and, they did do a premiere here for Little Whorehouse in Texas. So that made it, somewhat. But as far as that, it was the 80s and 90s childhood place. So you actually looked at it and you actually was like, okay, but they don't do the upkeeps of this mall. There isn't a lot of upkeeps of this mall, and I'm going to show you the reason why. This is entrance one of the mall. If you look at the upkeep, you can actually see that in the mall map that Marshalls is still here, Office Depot is still here, and a lot of the stores in the guide is still here, which is not. So you can get an understanding of why that there isn't upkeeps. Like, there used to be an information booth right there at the corner of this entrance right here. And there used to be an information booth where they used to have all the buses that run to this mall, that stops at this mall. They will have their schedules right there where people can pick up the bus schedules and, stuff like that, to where they can find out about their buses. And there used to be a security guard there. Now they don't even have that. And the security probably just only roams the parking lot and maybe every blue moon walks the mall, because half of the stores in the mall are closed. So look at this. It still says that Payless Shoe Store is here, and Office Depot and Marshalls is still here. We all know that Payless Shoe Store went out of business. And it does, says that a lot of the other stores like Anna's, Lennon's, and a lot of these stores that was here is not here. We're gonna go outside and take a look outside. In the outside skirting of the mall. Now this area of the mall is the south side of the mall, which is one of the few bus stops. There's a bus terminal that sits in the back, which is called the 167th Street Bus Terminal, where buses that terminate, meaning they're end of the line of the route, is here. They end up at the 167th Street Bus Terminal, which I'll probably show you if we get to there. And then there is a bus stop on the east side of the mall, and then there is a bus stop on the west side of the mall. But the south side bus stop and the north side bus stop is more popular, because the south side bus stop picks up people who are trying to go further west, meaning if they're going out into the Opa-locka or the Miami Gardens area, or if they have buses that are going into the south area but on the southeastern side of Miami, meaning that you're going like Little Haiti, or like Wynwood or Midtown, or anywhere like on the southern eastern side of Miami. The eastern side of the mall is the bus stop for buses that are traveling on the eastern side of the northeastern side of Miami, meaning you're going near the Biscayne Boulevard US 1 area. The northern bus stop, which I'm probably going to show you, it's where most of the buses that are traveling in the northern side of Miami, meaning that you're continuing your travel to maybe Aventura Mall, or you're going to Skylake area, which is another part of North Miami Beach, or you're traveling, in the other areas northern than that, or if you got on the bus and the bus that you're on terminates at the mall, the northern side, which is the 167 terminal, is where your bus ends and you get off at. And as you see across the street, there are several locations, and there is a Walmart. Well, I'm gonna walk you over there to the Walmart. Well, we're not gonna go to the Walmart, but this Walmart was built in the early 2000s. I would say late 90s, early 2000s. was built. I just seen somebody there and I was like, say okay. All right. This is a 299 Depot. This is where Office Depot used to sit at, and then during Halloween, this is a Halloween place, and then you got Kids Foot Locker. They moved Kids Foot Locker, and Foot Locker moved out here, so that's why I forgot and I didn't remember that they did move outside of the mall and move into the outskirts of the mall, which is here. Because Payless Shoe Store did the same thing. Payless Shoe Store was inside the mall. Then they moved out here, and then eventually they closed. This right here is a Panda Express. One of the very few Panda Express I visited, my time here. So I did visit a Panda Express. I did visit a Panda Express while I was out here. So this is part of the 299 store. So let me keep going. This is the H&R Block. This is Teak Jam. Teak Jam is another store that came to the mall doing the same. They also have one inside the mall. So this is just the outside version of the mall. But they have one inside the mall as well. So I'm gonna walk you around. This is actually the west entrance side of the mall. I'm gonna walk on this side of the street to give you a better understanding. This is Metro by T-Mobile, which is also called Quest Communications. But since Metro was bought out by T-Mobile, it's called Metro by T-Mobile. This is the outskirts of the mall. These stores are not entranced by the mall. This used to be Anna's Linens, which is now Mr. Pocketbook. They do have a mall entrance through the area, but if you go to the mall entrance side, it's more of a storage area for them, so they have that roped off and closed. I guess this is a printing area for them. This is Sally Beauty Supply, and this is the perfume place. And of course, that is Walmart, where, of course, Walmart was built back in the early 2000s. Like I said, this mall actually was popular back then, but now the mall is a dead-end mall. I'm quite sure even the kids that come from high school don't even come inside the mall anymore because it's nothing really in the mall for them to do. Even the Ross that sits there had closed the mall entrance side of it, because a lot of the malls that have Rosses, they have an outside, or have stores like that have outside and inside entrances. So we're gonna take you around the mall. We're not gonna go too far into it because it's not much you can see to this mall. Like I said, where the Home Depot sat at was where the movie theater was. And Home Depot was one of the first stores built here on the outskirts of the mall. Then came, Walmart, and then a lot of the other outside shopping stores like Sally's Beauty Supply and all the other stores that sits on the outskirts of the mall. This was one of my childhood malls, and actually still one of my childhood malls. It's just I don't come here as much because, as you can see, there's not much in the mall here. And with the growing of a lot of other malls, with the creation of Dolphin Malls, which became one of my favorite malls, as I did in my previous videos, you can go watch it. Dolphin Mall became one of my favorite malls, and with the expansion of Aventura Mall, which is about maybe a 10-minute drive from this mall. So you can actually see that this mall has declined and real bad through over the years. And like a lot of the stores that have been here either moved away or they had to, close down because there's nothing like it. Here's the Maker Furniture store that sits there. A lot of these stores they had to go away. Okay, over there is where the bus terminal will sit at for the 167 bus terminal. I'm not gonna too much dwell on the bus terminal right now because that's just a bus terminal. It's just it's not a major bus terminal where you can go and then you have connections, like major things. There's just a regular bus terminal where some buses that end at the mall at 163rd Street, they bus stops there, and then you can transfer to another bus if you're going in another direction or so. It's not like it's a major big bus terminal where they have bathrooms and everything and all that, and they have like vending machines and all that. It's just a little section where other multiple buses connect. But okay, we're gonna go back towards this way. The parking lot is over there as well, but we're gonna go over this way where the northern side entrance of the mall is at. But for this mall, I honestly, say that eventually there's going to be some big changes to this mall. Whether this mall is going to become, terminated and obsolete, or whether it's going to, something's going to happen where they're going to, it's going to make some big changes. This is where the movie theater used to be at, and that's the Home Depot. And this was one of the Home Depots when they first opened up that was open 24 hours. I don't know if you live in a different state and you had a Home Depot that's open 24 hours, or that was open 24 hours. When they first opened up this Home Depot, it was one of the Home Depots that was open for 24 hours. This called Mall Shops, where they go in this way. Ironically, I guess due to COVID, there's no benches or anything in the mall. So when you go in, you can't sit down nowhere unless you're eating at the little snack shop that we passed earlier. So you won't be able to sit down anywhere unless you find a stoop or something. And in this mall, that's very rare. It says pull, but I can push. Well, they do have a little bench right here, but that's probably just for decoration. They also have a parking lot entrance to the mall, which is that way, and another entrance that way. So as you can see, this mall has really declined over the years. And this is the furniture store, the Maker Furniture store. And this is a continuation of the Maker. This used to be the Ivy Lee uniform place, but they've moved further down. So as you can see, and there's another teak jam. Remember I told you we saw the teak jam outside earlier. This is the inside teak jam that's inside the mall. They have one outside, they have one inside. So, and then the little seats right there is only for customers, so you gotta buy something. City Trends is one of my favorite stores that I shop at. But apparently I'm not shopping there now. So as you can see, this mall is not as popular as it used to be back in the 80s and 90s. Email me, roundtable00@yahoo.com. Also, you can comment at the bottom of this page and on our previous episodes. If you have anything you'd like to add to this about this mall, if you have memories of this mall, because I have a lot of memories of this mall. Like I said, this is a mall where I first saw, I guess, one of my first movies. I don't know if it was my first movie, but one of my movies to remember, Follow That Bird, when the mall had the movie theater here, and this was one of my hangout spots because there was a bus that used to come here that went by my house, not exactly by my house, but I can get off and I can do a 5 to 10 minute walk from my home to the bus stop, where I can get on the bus and go here to the mall, and this was one of my childhood locations where I hung out at, and this was the place. This is the mall at 163rd Street. I thank y'all for watching this. I know this is one of those videos where you say, and you look at it, you say, why am I watching this? Because there's nothing that says interesting about this. So yeah, this is one of the things that you look at and you wonder, what happened to this mall? If you want to know what a deserted mall looks like, you got it. Like, see, here come one of the buses that may be going into another area. That one's going into the Miami Lakes area. So, but when you want to know about a deserted mall, what a deserted mall looks like, or what a mall that hasn't had any progress within the last few years looks like, there it is. And that's what a mall looks like. I mean, there are a lot of local businesses that surround the mall. People still do come to the mall, not as much, but they come because there are certain things in the mall, like Ross is at the mall. I have a friend girl that I like that likes to shop at Ross. I have some friends that like to shop at Ross. I shop at City Trends. My mom's eye doctor is probably like maybe less a 5-minute drive away from here. So every now and then when she does go to her eye doctor and I go with her, I sometimes come to the mall and walk around, because there's a Dollar Tree across the street, and just to come to the mall, just to walk around and stuff like that. So I mean, it's not much to look at, but when you come to a mall that's been your mall childhood, and then every now and then they do have a carnival that comes out here in the parking lot, and they have rides and stuff. I think I went, if not last year, maybe in 2020. I know I went with a friend of mine, and he bought his some his then now his at that time stepkids with him and stuff like that, and we ended up going and and stuff like that. So this is it. This is the mall at 163rd Street. To us, we call it 163rd Street Mall, but if you want to run by the books, it's the mall at 163rd Street. This is the Round Table Talk. I am your host, C Money. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, click and like our pages, like our page. I mean, like our, if you like the videos that you see from the previous, like our videos. Don't forget to comment on videos. Don't forget, saying I do thank everybody who have commented on our videos and who have, supported us. Comment. Don't forget to subscribe to our videos, and don't forget to tell others about our videos. If you have any videos that you would like to see, you can also, you can also email us roundtable00@yahoo.com. You can also comment at the bottom of this page, and you can give us your insights on everything. I'm your host, C Money. This is another episode of the Roundtable Talk. Stay blessed, stay safe, I want to say stay hydrated because it is hot, this is the Roundtable Talk. I'm C Money. I will see you in the next video, and have a blessed day.